First, I'll just say, when your heart starts beating really fast before you do something that you're scared to do? I met a woman once who said that that's your inner applause. I have an encore right now. All right. There are two ways that a redwood tree gets born. One way is that the offshoot of a grown tree becomes its own tree. And two, a seed waits for fire. Redwood trees are built for fire. They know what it is to stand tall and peaceful and take the heat. Did you know, this is a true fact, a redwood seed, sequoia seed, can wait in the soil up to 15 years for a passing fire to come by and kiss it and wake it from its slumber. All that heat and pressure opens the dormant seed and prepares the ground for a new tree. Seeds are tiny, teeny, teeny, tiny, and they are thousands, and they are patient. They root in the places that are most empty. I knew the moment his seed was planted, a sticky wish secreted between my legs that I tried to wash off. The yellow of the bathroom mirror, the whirring sound that it made, that ugly, cheap mirror, my housemate's beard trimmings on the sink again. You don't always know what you're wishing for until you've gotten much more than you asked for. Talk about the power of intention. Oops. Let me rewind some backstory. Back in 2013, I was having terrible, terrible cramps, and I dreaded the full moon that would always have me howling. I went in for an appointment with a gynecologist, a supposed expert in the field, who also happened to be male. And confidently, he diagnosed my symptoms as endometriosis. Endometriosis, a thickening of the uterine lining, explained my heavy moon and the pain that went along with my monthly shedding. And he warned me that unless I took birth control pills, I'd run the risk of becoming infertile someday. I'd run the risk of becoming infertile someday unless I take birth control pills. I tried them and they made me suicidal. So I lived with this realization that I have a biological clock and I might run the risk of becoming infertile someday. Someday. Not today, but someday. I would like to have the choice to choose to conceive someday if I want to someday. That day, every male partner became a prospective seed bearer. D'Angelo showed up in 2014 driving an ashtray Corolla. Literally, he would put the butts of his cigarettes in the lining of the car. As summer turned to fall, and he was mixed, just like me. Yes, we was mixed, ooh-wee. A Black Rican horn player from Enid, Oklahoma. D'Angelo had never had the chance to stick around. He was a tumbleweed gypsy who wore old sneakers and smoked spliffs for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Abandoned by his Puerto Rican father, a tall man who gave him his sense of humor, his good looks, though not his color. He had grown stuck and resentful of being made to be a man, a good black man in America. We came together the night before Thanksgiving, confusing passion for our longing for wholeness, for belonging as our bicultural bodies in this binary society. I offered him my voice, mi canto. Tiempo es silencio, gritos y cantos, cielos y besos, voz y quebranto. Mi lengua paterna. Lengua paterna literally translates as my father's tongue. So Freud would be proud of how we searched for our fathers in each other as lovers. D'Angelo memorized my songs and in exchange offered me his skin. Skin to skin. Skin so much darker than my own. As if somehow my white could be earthened with his touch. As if with another colonizer's tongue, his black could instead be the expression of another America. As if our blending would complete the other in the other. As if I wouldn't get pregnant if he came inside me just like I wished he would. The appointment was scheduled for Saturday, May 27th. It had been 10 weeks and I'd pushed it out as far as I could. I found out during Tech Week for As You Like It. I was playing Rosalind, a woman who pretends to be a man, and I'd be too busy in the spotlight to have an abortion. So I picked the last date Planned Parenthood suggested and prayed, please don't make me choose. Please don't make me choose. Please, 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 please don't make me choose. 6 months later, I would either be playing Saint Joan, Joan of Arc, or I'd be very pregnant. Please don't make me choose. It's easy to have a political belief about something until it becomes personal. Until your neighbor, your sweet, sweet neighbor becomes a murderer. Until your brother's third strike locks him up for life. Until your friend rapes your sister. Until you touch the flame that you've been fighting with your poetry and your rallies and your educated opinions and your hashtags and your righteous indignation, you don't know until you know. You do not know until you know. And you know when you know. In The Fire Next Time, James Baldwin writes, people find it very hard to act on what they know. Because to act is to be committed, and to be committed is to be in danger. Yes, the personal is political. The personal is so much deeper, nuanced, blurry, dangerous. That's why it's important to have choices, the right to choose. Choice. No one wants to make, and no one can until one has to, until it becomes dangerous not to choose. So it's easy to speculate what one would do if one was in a situation where one would have to make decisions about someone else's life, what you should do, what you should do. But me, for example, I'd always thought, of course I'd have an abortion if I had to, if the timing wasn't right, if I had to, if it came to that. But until you experience something, you have no idea how you will feel and how you will react. I loved being pregnant. There was this subtle sense of wholeness in my whole body for the first time in my life. I was a home. No more searching. I am home. So, the week before that scheduled Saturday appointment, D'Angelo and I were driving in his beat-down blue-gray Corolla, and I finally admitted out loud my unchoice, my active resistance, what I could not choose. D'Angelo kept his eyes on the road and squeezed my hand and said, "Okay." The next morning was a Monday, and a hint of blood on my toilet paper whispered, "Hello." And I knew the body never lies. I'd gotten what I asked for. Again, I hadn't had to choose. On Wednesday, the doctor at Planned Parenthood confirmed my intuition. At 10 weeks, the life was gone. No heartbeat, just a teeny tiny egg yolk. The doctor said I should still keep my Saturday appointment, just in case I wasn't able to pass all the parts, clean me out, so to speak, so as to avoid infection. I kept the appointment, but I knew that I was not going to internalize that forensic trauma. I couldn't. I could not. I was determined to birth this death at home. All of it. All of the parts. Thursday, nothing. I was a dry, stuck river. Friday morning, still nothing. And this little voice whispered, "Come to your river. I will come to your river. I will come to your river. Rest my soul at ease." So during golden hour, we drove up the 9, Dee and I, hiked across the train tracks through the redwood forest to a swimming hole on the San Lorenzo River the college kids call the Garden of Eden. Like Adam, D'Angelo waited on the bank of the river, and he didn't take off his shoes. I got naked like Eve before the snake whispered in her ear and drove into the cold water and sang underwater. "Carry away my dead leaves, let me baptize my soul with the help of your waters. Sink my pains and my complaints, let the water take them, water heal them. Carry away my dead leaves, let me baptize my soul with the help of your waters. Sink my pains and my complaints, let the river take them, river heal them." When I got back to my clothes, my blood had begun to flow. Now, miscarriages are nothing like menstruation, so I didn't know what to expect. I'd never been here before. But the body is amazing. It really is. It knew what to do. An hour later, contractions began, and I was animal on all fours, wailing like a wolf at the moon. But by 8 p.m., I was ready for pain meds, and I don't take pain meds, because I thought I was going to die. Like, I was going to die. I was bleeding so much, I thought I was going to die. D'Angelo said he'd run to his apartment a few doors down and grab some pain meds that he had and be back in 5 minutes, okay? 5 minutes. I remember him walking out the door, giving me one last worried look, and I was certain that it would be the last time that I saw him, because I was going to die. So, for the next 5 minutes, I concentrated all my energies on staying alive. I am alive, 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 I am alive with a desperation. I am alive, 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 and suddenly I was lifted, floating above my body, above the experience, above the pain, peaceful, like in meditation. Does anyone meditate? You know that moment that you realize that you're meditating, and then you're like, wow, but then you're like, no, keep meditating. So I didn't want to drop it and drop back into the pain. I am alive, I am alive, I am alive, I am alive, I am alive. and I just breathed a deep breath and let go. Bloop. Easy. In one fell swoop, my little bird fell from its chosen nest. It fit perfectly inside my palm. I opened my eyes as if for the first time in my life, all my senses acute. To the night, to the empty apartment, to my being alone but not afraid, more calm and more present than in all my life. In those eternal 5 minutes of waiting for D'Angelo to return, I held my bloody little heart in my palm and gazed at my deceased creation, petite morte, my little death. I made that. That thing. It was beautiful, ugly, and I understood then why women give birth and why we all must die. All suffering is forgiven. Come to your river. I will come to your river. I will come to your river. Rest my soul at ease. Carry away my dead leaves. Let me baptize my soul with the help of your waters. Sink my pains and my complaints. Let the river take them. River, heal them. There are 2 ways a redwood tree gets born. 1, the offshoot of a grown tree becomes its own tree. And 2, a seed waits for fire. Redwoods are built for fire. They're resistant. They know what it is to stand tall and peaceful and take the heat. It's the fire, this time, that opens the seed and prepares the ground. Seeds are tiny, 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 and they are patient. They root in the places that are most empty.